I am totally bumming out right now because I just found out a couple days ago that we can't fly in an airplane unless we get the V medical procedure, if you know what I mean. I don't want to say it out loud because I'm trying not to get deleted or anything, or stuff like that from Facebook or YouTube or anything like that. But oh man, that's disappointing. It's getting up close and personal, this paradigm shift thing, huh? That now you have to have a medical procedure specifically and be checked with a digital way of checking you to see that you have it before you can get on, even in an airport or on a plane. And so these are the uncomfortable parts of the paradigm shift that we're going to have to really think about how uncomfortable we're willing to be through this paradigm shift, and what we're willing to do, what we're willing to give up to bring in the new paradigm. In order to keep our freedoms in the long run, we might have to give them up in the short run. For instance, I'm not going to take any V medical procedure because I don't trust this whole mRNA thing that changes DNA. I suggest you research it and look it up. I'm not going to talk much about it right here, but it's not good to basically interrupt and rewrite and cut and paste things into your DNA. I'm sorry, that just sounds a little too Frankenstein for me. So, but I'm looking at having to give up one of my freedoms, give up one of my rights. And I had all kinds of plans to fly to the United States and do ceremonies, do free retreats, basically start a Gaia Sagrada in the United States someday. And now, because I won't comply with doing a medical procedure to my body that I don't feel is good for me, it's everybody else's choice. I don't mind whatever anybody chooses, you have the right to choose that, but I feel like I should have the right not to put something in my body that I don't want, especially if it has like fetal tissues in it and something that can interrupt and rewrite your DNA. I'm going to vote no on that one. If you want to vote yes, go ahead, but I'm a vegetarian too. I can't be like being a cannibal or putting human tissues that are not mine in my body. That doesn't feel right. Doesn't sound right, does it? Tell me what you think. Tell me what you think in the comments below. What do you think about this stuff? So, I guess what I'm getting at in this video is asking the question, how uncomfortable are we willing to be and what are we willing to give up in order to bring in the new paradigm? We all thought it was going to look a little different, didn't we? I know I thought it was going to look different. I thought it would look more like a revolution, although a revolution might not look at all like what any of us pictured. I mean, what does a revolution really look like? I saw a cool picture on Facebook where it had what everybody thinks a revolution is, and has all these people in the streets fighting and things burning and blowing up and all that stuff. But what a revolution really looks like, it had people sitting under trees around a campfire and maybe taking medicine, shamanic medicine, who knows. But, you know, people praying, people envisioning peace, people in a peaceful state. That really is the revolution. And this revolution is a quiet revolution. This is not a revolution that's going to be fought in the streets. This is not well, there may be some who might try to do it that way, but that's not going to last for any length of time, because the military will sooner or later be put to the task to deal with that, and I don't know, I just don't really see that getting to have any length of time that it could be like that. leading up to the election, it made sense because I guess it was important to not look like a military dictator or something before the election. And even though the military might have to be pulled out in order to stop destructive city burning and things like that, or harmful things that are happening to people, it's still not going to be like a dictatorship kind of thing. So, how uncomfortable are we willing to be? I'm going to have to be really uncomfortable. I can't travel to see the people I love in the States. I can't travel to see my friends now. I can't leave Ecuador if I don't want to have a medical procedure that I don't want to have. I won't be able to eventually maybe go to the store. Won't be able to go to a concert. Won't be able to go to a football game. Not that I go to football games. But I won't be able to maybe even just go to the mall. So where does it stop? It might be said, okay, it's not mandatory, but basically you have to not be part of society if you don't take this medical procedure and the digital signature that you have done it. I'm kind of speaking in code here because I don't want to get taken down, but I might have to give up a lot. I'm still grappling with this because I like to think of myself as a free bird, and I like to travel around, and I had work to do in this world. I had a mission. I had a plan. My plan was totally interrupted, just like yours. And everybody else's life interrupted. And I wanted to continue to do what I do in the world. But now I'm just going to have to find other ways to do it that are more done from home somehow. Maybe I'll make more videos and make more courses, write more books and things like that. There's still a way, but I really miss the in-person version of it that I was doing. That was really nice. The freeretreatsforall.com, the Gaia Sagrada retreats. I want you to really think about what you might have to give up in order to be a light worker in this world. Basically, this paradigm shift is going to require us to give things up, because the only way to stop the momentum of this thing is non-compliance. To not comply with what's going on, with a program we don't want to follow. And if everybody was to not comply all at once, then it would actually work. If everybody doesn't do it all at once, then it doesn't work. But if everybody were to say, okay, I'm not going to fight a war. I'm not going to kill anybody for some kind of war thing. And if everybody did that at once, there would literally be no wars. Say that 10 times really fast. There would be no wars in the world. If everybody decided that they were going to stop being divided against each other, blacks and whites, Christians versus persecuting ones, upper class versus lower class, all of these divisions that we have, religions, politics. Oh yeah, the big one right now, politics. If there was no division, then we would have this unity that would be a force to be reckoned with, that what the mass consciousness wants, the mass consciousness gets. Period. So consider what you're willing to do to make this paradigm shift happen. Are you willing to stop being judgmental towards someone who voted for somebody who you didn't think they should? Are you willing to not be divided against someone who has a different religion than you? Are you willing to not go to concerts and public places and grocery stores and airplanes for a while, if that's what it takes to stop this rollout of what's being called a reset? Are you willing to do what it takes, light worker? Are you willing to do what's uncomfortable? Because, yeah, it's going to be uncomfortable for all of us to insist on our rights, to insist on the world that we want, to insist on unity. It's going to take a sacrifice. I personally didn't realize the paradigm shift would look like this. In fact, I thought it would be worse. So there's a silver lining. I thought the paradigm shift would actually be much rougher than it is. Who knows? Maybe we haven't seen it get rough yet. Maybe this is only the tip of the iceberg, for all we know. But if I have to be just a little uncomfortable and miss out on my favorite concerts and miss out on my favorite events and miss out on being able to travel where I want to for, say, hey, 2 or 3 years before the airlines give up and say, okay, well, we're out of business if we don't just let everybody fly. And there really is not much of a virus anyway. It really is just the flu reclassified, guys. Look it up. Nobody's dying of the flu anymore. People were going on these ventilators all the time. People were getting sick with this coronaviruses all the time. I do believe that there is a specifically bad one that's been released, but I don't believe that the numbers are exactly that every test that's ever taken is COVID, that tests positive. I mean, a papaya tested positive, guys. A coconut tested positive. So something's not quite right here. And I do believe, though, that there is like a really bad coronavirus flu that's been released. There's 2 families in the flu. There's the coronavirus flus and there's the influenza flus. There's actually 2 families, and coronavirus is one of them. Not every coronavirus is actually the COVID-19. Anyway, I don't know where I'm going with that. I just wanted to point that out, and I don't want to talk too much about what's wrong with the world, because I want to help you make the world right. But it's important to know the environment we're in. It's important to know what we're up against. It's important to know what we're facing. And what you're facing, what I can see right now, is that we're going to have to give some things up and sacrifice in order to do our part in the paradigm shift. It's actually maybe retreating from the system somewhat is what light workers are meant to do to help bring this about. It's uncomfortable to give some things up. It's not fair. It's not fair. But whatever needs to be done, that's what we need to do in order to bring in the light. That's what we need to do. Alright, well, I wanted to just bring to your attention that the paradigm shift might not be exactly what you thought it was going to be, and your role in it isn't going to be exactly what you thought it was going to be. We might have all just thought there'd just be this bright light and everything's okay now. It's not going to be that easy. We wish, right? So be willing to do your part, even if it means you might not be able to do all the things you're used to being able to do and that you should have a right to do. Even if we have to be a little bit uncomfortable, I'm willing to do that if that's what it's going to take. This whole thing is only going to take maybe 4 or 5 years. It's not going to take that long. At the most, it's not going to take that long. So it may be the pause that we need to take. Alright, love you guys. 007 Secret Agent of Love. Over and out.